Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Indian Military History Podcast. I am Vikram Dalal, and today we have with us our favorite infantry officer from the Indian Army, Colonel S.K. Dalal, also my father. So, welcome to the show, Dad. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing well, and thanks a lot. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all friends here. Uh, Today, again, I'm sitting in front of Vikram to talk on some issues on Pakistan. Yeah.
Great, yeah. So, there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in Pakistan. So, what's the latest from a political and a military scenario in Pakistan, Dad?
Yeah. The current political and economic turmoil that Pakistan is going through is a result of the regime change that took place in April of last year. It was at the behest of General Bajwa. Now things have come out, a lot of things have come out in the open, and the normal belief, which is supported also by some evidence, is that General Bajwa fed the Americans wrong information or incorrect, I would not wrong, I would put incorrect information about Imran Khan, that Imran Khan was anti-America. He fed it to the Americans for a long time, and the goaded the Americans to go against Imran. Thereafter, when the Americans showed their, anti-Imran attitude, he went through the regime change on his own. Why the regime change took place? Now, the army, Pakistan army has, a lot of multinational conglomerates, companies, which earn a lot of money for the army as well as for the generals separately. So there's a lot of money involved. The army does not want to release its hold on the Pakistan governance and Pakistan polity, as also Pakistan as a whole. That
Yeah,
is the basic issue which is confronting Pakistan today. And the army chief controls all the powers. He has all the reins with him: political, economic, social, everything. That's what the state is. Now, on 29th of November, General Bajwa retired and General Asim Munir took over. Now, talking about General Asim Munir, he initially, when he took over, there were reports, that he is a Hafiz, that he has been, he's a, he has like learned the Quran by heart. He can
okay.
recite it in one go,
Mhm.
and that is what his reputation was. That he cried. He went to Mecca before when he took over, immediately after took over, and he cried for 3 days. That this is the first time he has been in such a good position. So that is the belief which was put across to the people at large. Today, there is a certain difference in the belief. Today, people, the uh, vloggers of Pakistan and the social media also at large, now they have changed his name from Hafiz to Hafiz Whiskey. Now, that's an interesting nomenclature for the army chief. They say that the army
Hafiz
chief,
whiskey, as
Hafiz
in
Whiskey, yeah,
whiskey, as
Hafiz,
in peene wali
yeah,
whiskey.
yeah, Pine Wali Whiskey.
It's a weird thing to say.
So
Call someone.
they say that he drinks a lot in the evening, and
Ah,
he after drinks he abuses. He sort of gets angry with journalists, with others, and he is seen to be in an intemperate mood in the evenings. That is
so
what the thing is
so to
about General Asim Munir.
to
Now,
to take a step back on that. Sorry. So
one
General
one
Asif.
more issue. One more issue. I'll
Okay.
just cover if you are with me. General Asim Munir took over. He was to retire on 27th November. He took over on 29th November. That is 2 days after his retirement. He took over as army chief. He made certain promises to Nawaz Sharif. That is the grapevine. That's what it says. Those promises are to be redeemed. And the PDM, that is the Nawaz Sharif party, and the PDM, they all want him to redeem those pledges, those promises that he has made before for becoming the army chief, because he was a selected appointee by Nawaz Sharif. Though Nawaz Sharif is in London, but he controls the reins. Yeah. No.
No, I'm just trying to sort of take a step back. That initially, they had created this whole persona about General Asif Munir, that he was a very religious fellow. The reason for that is that they wanted him to be easily accepted within the Pakistani general population. So that persona was created. Now it turns out
Yeah.
it's completely opposite of that. Now we also talk about all of these uh, favors or pay to play, probably that
Yeah.
happened between the Sharifs and Asif Munir. Is that just the word on the around town, or has some proofs
The
come out for it?
No proofs have come out, but the people in the social media, they openly say that what they are saying is the truth, because those people who are very close to Jalasim Munir and those people who are in the ISI, the lower rung officers, they are the ones who are feeding this information. Now, next issue is on Asim Munir only. Now, Asim Munir is from, like I said in my earlier vlog also, he is not from the Pakistan Military Academy. He is from the OTS, which has since closed. Asim Munir has tried to go by the policies of General Bajwa, because General Bajwa's men are all the corps commanders and everyone are General Bajwa's men. He has not been able to replace anyone except for the corps commander of 10 Corps, that is the corps which is Rawalpindi based. That
Mhm.
is the Corps and the 111 Brigade, these two. They are the coup brigade and the coup corps, that's what they call it. So he has not been able to make any changes in the, either he is not made or he is part of the same gang.
Right.
So that system, I want to put it in more clear terms. The When you talk of establishment in Pakistan, it is the army as a whole. The
Mhm.
generals, there are 22 lieutenant generals and the army chief. There are
Hmm.
two generals and 22 lieutenant generals. These people and the Jagirdar, sorry,
That's okay.
and the landlords, Jagirdars, that is the Vadais, those are the people who control, they constitute around 4% of the population, plus some business houses, big business houses. They are the ones who control the country. They are
Hmm.
the ones who control the reins of the country.
Right.
And Asim Munir has now been seen to be telling people that he does not want Imran Khan to come to power. Somehow or the other, remove Imran Khan from running the political scenario in the country.
And the reason for that is, Pakistan is the Pakistan Army is the only army in the world that operates like a multinational company, has
Yeah,
its own revenue, has its own assets, and the
yeah,
lieutenant generals are like the CEOs of each and every company
yeah,
that the Pakistan
yeah.
military holds. And now this power was slowly but steadily being taken away by Imran Khan and his party and his power.
No, Imran Khan during his previous tenure as prime minister could not do anything.
Oh,
But presently, he has clearly enunciated his ideals. His ideal is, he says that the country must run by rule of law.
yeah,
That is the first prerequisite of his. He says
right.
that you cannot have the judges being ordered by the army that you pass this judgment and you pass that judgment. That kind of a stuff he is not ready to accept. Second thing is, he says that the army is meant to remain in the barracks till the time the war is on. So the army must remain in the barracks.
Hmm.
Third thing is, he says that the army must not control the political, socio-economic scenarios in the country. So therefore, at the end of it, all that the army has created in the last 75 years, Imran Khan is going to, when he comes to power, he is going to dismantle all that, and he is going to bring to book those people who have indulged in corruption, corrupt activities, etc., etc.
Hmm.
So that is the basic thing, that it is as an issue of survival for the establishment, because the establishment is going to be, defanged. I would
Right.
put it that way, after Imran Khan comes to power. So desperately they are trying to somehow or the other remove Imran Khan from running in the elections. Yeah.
When do we when can we expect the next elections to happen?
Yeah. Now, Imran Khan knows all this. He understands all this, and he says clearly that there is a hand of, he has named publicly. There is a Major General Nasir. He is DG. He is the Director C. They call it the Director C in the ISI, who controls the political setup. Internal. They call it internal, but it is basically more of political.
Okay.
Director C's name he has given. He has given the name of Bajwa. He has given some other names also, which he has withheld. Political names also he has given, that these people wanted to assassinate me. And the feelers to him are that he should forget about any, any investigations into the assassination attempt on Imran Khan. He should forget about any investigation into the killing of the journalist Arshad Sharif, and uh, there also he should also not get into the NROs which have been given to the Sharif family
Right.
to and to Zardari family for their 16 billion dollars, 16 billion rupees worth of money has been worth of corruption scandals have been written off by the courts in the last 10 months. So he has been told that you don't get into all this, you promise all this, we will let you become the prime minister. Otherwise, we will not let you become the prime minister.
Yeah, but then half
He is not ready to budge from his stand. He says that the rule of law will prevail. Whosoever, whatever high position he holds, if he is corrupt, he will be taken to task. That is what his stand is. Yeah.
So when do we expect the elections to happen?
Elections. Now he has his party, the PTI, controlled Punjab and KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa provinces.
Right.
There and the government, but he dismissed these governments. He asked these governments to, to be the assemblies to be dissolved, so that the fresh elections to be held in these elections. The normal elections in the parliamentary elections, normal ones are due in September, October this year.
Mm-hmm.
The present government, that the Shahbaz Sharif government and the army, do not want the elections to be held prior to that. Imran Khan says that I want the elections to be held now. And that is why he dismissed these two governments. These two, once the governments are dismissed, the Constitution of Pakistan says that any government that, any assembly that is that completes its tenure, the new elections have to be held within 60 days, and any assembly that is dissolved prior to its completion of tenure, elections must be held in 90 days, and there is no leeway given in the Constitution in this. This is
Okay.
there is nothing vague about it.
Right.
But the two governors did not give any dates for elections. The Election Commission also did not give any dates for the elections. The case had to go to Supreme Court. In the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of Supreme Court, Justice Bandial, he constituted a 9-member bench to discuss this issue, that elections must be held within the 90 days frame. In between, the president, because the governors did not take any action, so the president, who is a PTI person, he declared that he ordered that the elections be held on 9th of April. And that is how the case had to go to Supreme Court then. Because the Election Commission and all refused to budge, so the case went to Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court took suo motu notice on this. But out of the 9 members bench, 2 members objected to 2 other members being on the bench. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is.
This is insane.
Yeah, the judiciary is like that. Their judiciary is in control of the army, as well as they have their audios and videos, which the ISI has prepared on all politicians, all judicial officers, all judiciary, the complete judiciary.
Okay.
So these 4 judges were then, they recused themselves. There must have been internal discussions. And thereafter, the 5-judge bench was constituted.
Okay.
In this 5-judge bench, the decision came 3-2 in favor of holding elections.
Oh.
Two judges who were clear appointees of the PMLN, that is Nawaz Sharif party, they dissented. They gave a dissent note, and the Chief Justice and 2 more judges, they gave the elections must be held within 90 days. And the Chief Election Commissioner, in discussion with the President, in discussion with the Chief Election Commissioner, should declare the elections be held. And now the President has ordered, I think yesterday or day before, that elections to Punjab Assembly be held on 30th of April, after discussions with the Chief Election Commissioner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question.
That is the current status of the state assemblies. Now,
Right.
Imran Khan, sorry, one second.
Okay.
One second.
It's
I'll
moving
answer
a lot.
that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Imran Khan wanted that these 2 assemblies be dissolved. So therefore, these 2 assemblies implies about 60 to 70% of the population going to elections in the state mode. So the calculations are that so that the loss of revenue does not take place, the national elections also should be held side by side. That
Ah.
is that was the plan of Imran Khan.
Okay,
Now
so the
that is still
plan is
being talked of. There's still been talked of that there might be national elections also simultaneous along with the state elections. Yeah.
right.
Now,
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. So the reason why, because PTI had their own governments in Punjab as well as KPK. So
yeah,
so Imran Khan asked them to dissolve that government, even though they were in power,
yeah,
so that this issue of when the elections would be held could be taken up, and the fact that this whole process went through, and the court system decided that okay, that in Punjab it should be set up, the election should be held on 30th April. So his calculation was, if Punjab election is going to be held at that, it is very likely that the national elections will also happen at the same time, to sort of like make the process easy in it. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's
that
right.
was the whole. Now, why? What is the reasoning behind him wanting to have elections early, and what is the reasoning behind the other side wanting to have elections after September? What is
Yeah,
this like? Why is September the threshold for that, or the
yeah.
line for that?
I'll just we'll have to go back to 9th of April, 9th, 10th April, when the parliament was dissolved.
Last year.
The that's not parliament was, the Imran Khan was removed from the government, not
Okay.
dissolved. Parliament in the center, the Imran Khan government fell.
Yeah.
Now, when the government fell, in the evening, on their own, people came out on the streets to
Hmm.
be in support of Imran Khan. They said, we don't want a corrupt regime to be in place, and it is wrong. So thereafter, the entire country had, these open
Jalsa.
agitations, jalsas. Then
Right.
Imran Khan he's held, I think, about 100 jalsas after that. And
Hmm.
thereafter, along over this period of time, there were some state elections in June in Punjab. In June of last year, there were, I think, 20 seats or so, where state elections were held in Punjab, out of which Imran Khan's party won 15 or 16, I
Hmm.
think 16, and four out of which two were obviously rigged, but two were won clearly or by the others, by the 13-party conglomerate of PDM.
So there was a
Okay,
sympathy wave.
there was a sympathy wave. There is a sympathy wave.
There
Thereafter, the
is.
elections again were held in October, beginning of October, to the National Assembly, wherein because the Imran Khan, all the entire party of Imran Khan, they submitted their resignations from the parliament. They said, we will not sit in this corrupt parliament.
Hmm.
It is not accept this regime change is not acceptable to us. When they had resigned, but their resignations were accepted in, like say, in phases.
Hmm.
So the first phase of thereafter, elections were ordered for those seats which were vacated.
Hmm.
Those, I think, about 10 seats elections were held in October first week. Imran Khan decided that he will contest all those seats
Okay.
as a candidate, and filled forms for, I think, 8 out of those 10 seats. One was different, and one Multan he left for the daughter of his number two, the Shah Mahmud Qureshi. He left that seat. And out of these 8 seats, he won 7. He just lost the seat in Karachi. That was
And
obviously rigged.
how long ago was this?
This was in October first week.
Okay.
And
So
now,
pretty
about few
recent.
days back, very recent, few days back, there was a election to the National Assembly in Punjab, in a
Hmm.
rural belt, Jampur. There, his party again won the elections. He nominated a person who had, in the earlier election, got 4,000 votes on his own.
Hmm.
And he was obviously, he had
Nobody.
nothing,
Yeah.
nobody. But now he got about 90,000 plus votes, and the combined votes of all the others were
Hmm.
less than him, less than his vote share. He
Okay.
won by about 35,000 votes.
And this was a
So
few days back.
this was a few days back. The
Okay. So the
popularity of
wave
Imran
still,
Khan is increasing. Yeah,
it's actually going up. Okay.
it's going up.
Interesting.
So that is why Imran Khan wants that elections must be held earliest, and the economy is suffering because the IMF is pressurizing them to sign the deal, but there's a political turmoil in the country.
Hmm.
So, and the economy has is going down and down since 10th April.
Yep.
Today, the foreign reserves are less than 3 billion.
Yeah.
That is about 2.9 or 2.8. That is the state of today's. And their inflation rate is running at around 40%. That's
Wow.
a very high inflation rate.
Yep.
That is the problem. Imran Khan says that he wants to hold elections. Whosoever wins the elections in a fair and free and fair election, he rules the country and he decides the next course of
Yeah.
action. That is why he wants early
But
elections.
but the fact
Yeah.
is, like, even if the elections happen right now, would they be free and fair elections? Because there's so much at stake for the establishment in Pakistan. Like, yes, okay, one or two seats that they won it a few days back or last October, that's fine. But when they actually see a real threat to their power in the country, would they really let that happen? Do they have the power to stop a free and fair elections in Pakistan, or how does that work?
Yeah, this point was tested in June elections. When the June
Hmm.
elections took place in the state, this issue was tested for the first time. But the PTI, Imran Khan's party, said that if you can only beat rigging by one way, that is
Hmm.
vote en masse. Go to the polling booth and vote and vote.
Okay.
As your vote percentage increases, the chances of rigging, even if they do the rigging, they cannot match the difference that comes about.
Okay. So it's
So
sort of, it was proven to be a paper tiger. All this establishment,
no,
they can only
it is
rig.
not. No, it is not a paper tiger. They can do
Mhm.
rigging. That's what the estimate was. They can do rigging, say about 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 votes. But they
Okay.
cannot rig votes to the tune of, say, 30,000, 50,000, 60,000 votes.
Okay. So they
That
have
is
a limit.
it is a question of, the amount of votes difference. So that
So
is
now,
why
yeah.
Imran Khan says that you go in vote in large numbers. The ISI is directly involved in poll rigging. It was
Right.
involved directly in poll rigging in Karachi,
Hmm.
and so was it involved in Punjab when the elections took place.
Okay.
So Imran Khan says that he can beat this through only this means, no other means. Yeah.
Now, how does the calculation change in September? Why is Nawaz Sharif and Zardaris, why are they so comfortable having those elections in September? What happens in this time? Or is it just
The
that, oh,
economy,
they're hoping that
no,
the wave just passes?
they are just thinking that people will get, bored, or people will get fed up, or, things will,
Because
change,
things will
and
keep on getting
something.
worse, right? Things will keep on getting worse. The economy
They're
is not
already getting
getting
worse.
better. So, right. So, if the later the elections happen, the worse it will be for the current government in power. And so, the higher the stronger will be the tsunami that's going to be coming in.
That's what the tsunami is. That earlier they thought they'll be able to push through. They'll be able to browbeat people in the elections. But now the middle class is up in arms. Middle class says that we will wait for the elections, but in the elections we will tell you where we vote, where we stand.
Right.
So that is this popularity percentage of Imran Khan is increasing, but it was around 50-60% earlier. Now I think it is ranging somewhere between 70 to 90%.
Now,
That is
this
the
now
popularity rating. Yeah.
are polling credible in Pakistan? How credible are they? How accurate are they?
Credibility is, yes, credibility. I told you that up to 15 to 20,000 votes, all their YouTubers, they claim that up to 15 to 20,000 votes can be rigged. But beyond that, rigging is not
Oh, no, no.
possible
I was
because
I was talking about the opinion polls, right? This popularity percentage that you're talking about, it was 50%. Now it's 70 to 90%.
no,
Are these
all
accurate
opinion
numbers?
all opinion polls are manipulated to a certain extent. But then, by and large, they reflect a wider spectrum. If it is not 70%, it may be 60%. But it cannot be 30%, cannot be converted to 70%.
Right. Plus, it also shows a direction in which this is going. It
Yeah,
used to be
yeah,
less, now it's
yeah.
going up. So the
It is going up.
sort of gives you a sense of where things are going to be
The
headed.
the thinking is that they want to, there are various options available. They can declare an economic emergency and
Mhm.
withhold the national elections. Don't hold the national elections for next 2 years. Have an
Right.
interim government in power. They can impose martial law, which is not acceptable either to the population or to the world at large.
Right.
So that martial law is out of question. It's not going to happen. The
Okay.
army has now also accepted that elections will have to be held, But then they also accepted today. The thing is that army has also accepted that Imran Khan will come back to power, but they want to contain the the number of seats that Imran Khan can win to a reasonable level where they can manipulate Imran Khan.
Okay.
If he does not have a majority, then or he's close, he's got a very thin majority, they can manipulate him. Yeah.
Okay. By when can we expect the election dates in Pakistan to be declared?
The month of March is very critical. This month,
Okay.
which we are in now, the month of March is really critical for Pakistan. There are, like, when the elections are announced for the states, after this, things are going to be in more turmoil because the state, if you look at the interest of the state, then the interest of the state says that you hold the general elections also along with it, so that the exchequer does not have to hold two elections within a span of 6 months.
Yeah, but they may
Okay.
not do it, right? Like,
Now,
why
one
would
thing
they
is
care
that.
about the
Second thing is
exchequer?
that if they don't do it, the Punjab and KPK governments, Imran Khan will win hands down. And once he controls Punjab and KPK, the next elections are going to be worst for the PDM. Because if today he was having a laser thin majority in Punjab, KPK he was having about good majority. But if he gets 2/3 majority in both the states, which he is likely to get in both the states, then they are going to face a stronger Imran Khan in the next election. So therefore, they might think that it is better to go in. In any case, we are going to lose. So let us lose earlier, so that Imran Khan is given a very bad economy. He is given a failed economy, and he himself is not able to handle it. Then therefore, his credibility will also go down over a period of time. That
Okay, and
is
then
one way of looking at it.
and then when he's supposedly quote unquote not able to take care of the economy, the army
Yeah,
can come in and say, oh well, let's do military dictatorship again and
yeah,
to provide some stability. So that could be the scenario that they may be looking at.
yeah.
Okay.
That is
All right.
one possible scenario. Yeah.
Anything else on the current status in Pakistan, politically, militarily, socially?
Though the economy is in shambles, that is
Oh,
one that is everybody knows. The political scenario, the PDM, all the 13 parties, they don't know where to hide themselves because they
right,
cannot face the population. They have blundered the floods management of post-flood management,
right.
and they have blundered on the economy. They
Okay.
are not able to. Everybody knows that they are running away from elections by pushing Imran Khan to the corner and by somehow or the other removing Imran Khan from the scene. Now,
Hmm.
latest is that Imran Khan has also declared openly that there is a new plan of assassinating him. And the
Yes.
plan says, and the plan, what they say is that it will be similar to Liaquat Bagh plan. Liaquat Bagh plan was in Liaquat Bagh, the first prime minister of Pakistan was murdered, was killed, shot.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was also, people say, was a military job.
Okay. Well, we will be keeping a close eye on
Yeah.
what's happening in Pakistan when the elections get declared, and if the situation keeps on getting worse. And also, we'll keep an eye on the poll numbers, on what opinion polls are saying within Pakistan, and see how this thing goes. As you said, March is critical for Pakistan,
Yeah.
so we'll be
Yeah.
keeping an eye on that. So, as I think we had a discussion on this, we'll try to do this update once a week because things
Yeah.
are changing
That
very
will be
dynamically,
that
and
will be
so we
great. Yeah.
so we'll start doing this once a week, so that
Yeah.
everyone knows what's happening. And feel free to ask questions to Colonel Dalal, uh, like, comment, and share on the YouTube channel, and subscribe. And do you have a Twitter account yet, or have you not created that yet?
No, I have not yet created.
You gotta
I'll
create
do it
your
this way.
Twitter account, so people can reach out to you, ask you
Yeah.
questions on that
Okay.
as well.
I'll do that.
So next
I'll do
time
that.
we'll have Kondalal with a Twitter account for you. And
Okay.
any last words before we sign off?
No, no, thanks. Thanks a lot. It was very kind of you. Thank you so much. And thank you all friends who've been watching Indian Military History channel for since its inception. It's great. Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thank you for joining. Signing off. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.